that sticky, stanky harvest. They show it all organic and nice. If you're curious or wanna grow with kindness, GoDaddy TV just might have some advice. Come on, come on. GoDaddy TV, come on. They break it down. Light, water, temperature, and humidity. It's cannabis kindergarten for every grower in the community. Yeah, come on, come on. GoDaddy TV, come on. Germination, soil mixing, up pots and LST, defoliation, harvest, and curing properly. So tune in every week to catch the magic. GoDaddy TV. Come on, come on. GoDaddy TV, come on. Come on, come on. GoDaddy TV, come on.
Hey everybody, I'm GoDaddy, aka Patrick, and welcome to GoDaddy TV. Yeah, you've made it. You have made it to season 11, episode 17. Glad to see you guys for another epic episode. Yeah, it's going to be an epic episode for a couple different reasons. One is, well, we just got done pre-gaming, and and if you want to see us review Kemi Lemmy, it was on a video that we put out yesterday.
And just, I don't know if the smoke is even cleared. If the picture's a little fuzzy, it's because we're kind of hotboxed in here.
But it's pre-gaming. It's what I do before the show. It's something new I'm trying. I like to say this, you guys, because I know we get new people that come in. Not many, because we're so
shadow banned.
We're so shadow banned, and and everything, and it's just tough for us to get out. In fact, you guys really got to get your notifications tagged, because even my friend was telling me that he does have notifications, but he doesn't get my videos. A couple friends have said that to me. And I think I've heard that in the comments from a few people
hates
too.
us.
YouTube does hate us, so make sure you guys hit the bell. That will help. I don't know if it helps our channel. I don't know if anything helps our channel, to be quite honest. But you guys help our channel because we really love you guys.
Yeah, you guys give us motivation. The ones that stick around. Hit us with a comment or a like or a subscribe, or just let us know that you like this.
Whatever.
Dumb
if you guys
show.
feel like doing it, we love hearing
it.
from you. You guys make our day. But we usually say that at the end of the show, Mrs. Greta, you're getting carried away. And I just want to say we're a legal cannabis grow here in Canada. And we grow 4 legal plants. And I think I would grow 4. Say if I were in the States, where you could grow more in certain states, like anywhere.
4 is enough.
I don't think I'd grow more than 4. 4 seems to be a really good amount for me, and it's a lot of fun to grow at 4 amount. I think if I got over 4, it starts becoming more work. And for me, it's a hobby and something I really enjoy doing. But whatever you guys are into, hey, we're here for you because we love to see everybody's grows.
We just like to talk shop on a Sunday morning and just talk about growing pot.
And this is my weekly log, my journal. This is kind of like a live journal where I really take you through the grow from seed to harvest.
We're going to show you guys some really awesome weed porn later, so stay tuned.
And if you're just watching now for the first time, you should catch up on some other episodes where we're going. I mean, from start to finish, we show every detail, and we do have in our descriptions. And down in our descriptions, there's a spreadsheet, and that will tell you every deciliter of water I've given each one of these girls. We average out the water. We give you the stats.
Yeah,
we don't hide anything because we want you guys to be able to compare, and perhaps maybe even use if you want a really simple grow for your first grow.
If you like a lot of information, there's a clickable link down in the description that you can actually download the stupid.
People are looking for a way to grow, a way they can grow, and I'm telling you guys, I don't think it gets any easier, and I supply all the details to make it really, really easy. Really, really easy. I don't even know. I really want to get people into this because I love it. I know a lot of people grow so many different ways, and some of them I find very difficult, but when you've mastered those ways, you can probably grow quite a bit of quantity and quite a bit of good yield, with these methods. But I don't recommend this for beginners, and I don't feel like I'll ever get out of the beginner, the beginner realm because I just love to grow so easily
Basically.
and organically and basically. That's how I just like to grow. It's just, for me.
It's like kind of life in the slow lane, baby. You're like this retired.
Yeah, but some people love
trucker.
to geek out with a lot of gadgets and a lot of things, and more power to you guys. I also am very frugal. You know, I try to do this. I try for my ROI, my return on my investment, to be very low or as low as I can get it. So buying extra stuff, you know, gadgets for the tent, gadgets, all these dumb gadgets that I don't find necessary. You know, I won't even get into it. There's a lot of gadgets and a lot of merchandise being sold these days, and if it makes it fun for you, that's awesome.
You know, toys. You know, like when you have a hobby, you like to, I don't know, you just kind of get more tools.
I'm kind of that with
stuff.
golf. I mean, I've got a couple extra things a lot of people don't have playing golf. I've got one of those electric golf carts. You know, it's a push cart, but it's electric, and I've also got the remote control on it, so I can send it off.
Kind of gadgety.
It's totally, right? So yeah, I mean, and it's expensive. It's something you don't need. You could push and get more exercise, but I figure I'm already walking. You know, I figure I'm already walking anyways, just like that. If you guys want, but as far as my grow goes, I want to get the best bud, and I want to get the best.
You
and
kind
the
of
most
pride yourself on
trying to spend the least amount of money to get what I get out of a grow. That's kind of what I pride. Anyways, that's about my grow. You guys tell me the stories about your grows all the time in the comments, and I absolutely love reading them. And we get just under 5 ounces. I think 4.6 is what we clarified.
We've got goals, right?
We've got goals of 6 ounces a plant. Those are our goals.
That's the goal, and that's with like no fucking larf, right?
That's right. Now, listen, we grow a lot of different genetics, and we never know what we're growing, and we grow muffin tops, and we grow everything up on the top. We get the buds way high up. You know, check it out. It works for us. Although this season, kind of not in this tent. Over here, we've got a lot of long.
You did not.
We've got kind of a YouTube tent over here.
You didn't discipline the ones over there in that tent there. You didn't.
These
let
girls
them go wild.
These girls are just very, very.
They're well behaved.
They're well behaved. They're behaving as they should. They look very normal. If I had 4 of these girls, there wouldn't be a worry in my heart. But I look over here.
Party tent.
And it's a party tent, and the girls really, really worry me. I mean, I'm really.
You let them get
worried.
out of hand, babe. You
I'm
just
really
went
worried.
like.
They may have gone too far. And so at any rate, so we try to get 6 ounces, but we have discovered over our last 4 or 5 grows, we have averaged 4.6 ounces of dense hard bud.
Non-larf.
0 larf. That's not. There's no larf included in those figures at all. That's just the dead bud we got out of it. And you'll see even in our harvest videos that we break everything down in great detail, so you guys have something to compare your grows to, and what you guys want to do, you know, for growing.
Well, the way you get that, the way you avoid your larf is with the scrogless scrog, right?
That's true, and we like to call it. Yeah, it's a scrogless scrog. You know, growing with a net would make this a little easier. And if I was growing more plants, I would probably think about using a net, which you'd be called a scrog. And that's where you run your plants underneath, you know, the net to get out to the corners and to kind of fill up the tent. You know, you put
Gets
a net.
them all the same light and even coverage.
I don't use a net for a couple different reasons. One, I like I like playing with my girls, so I like training them. There's 4 of them. It's not.
Sometimes you like moving them around, right?
Well, they are. They're all in different places than where they started because we wanted to put. You know, we wanted to put the bigger plants, like a big plant with a smaller. We wanted to even them out so we got both tents full. And you know what? Colette must have been one of the bigger plants for us to put her in here.
She was.
She was, but she isn't anymore. Because I'll tell you what. Chantal went crazy. Well, Chantal really went crazy. We got a bud count for you guys. We're going to tell you, like we always do. We got a bud count. We're going to tell you how many buds are on top of each one of these. But before we do, let's get into our actual show, you guys. And we'd like to say our show is where we kind of run through what we've done in the tent in the last week. You know, what's going on with everything. And we'll start with the timeline. The timeline is 120 days since these were seeds. You know, you
opened up that package of seeds.
Well, and then I put them in some peat. We show all this, though. We show all the steps. If you go back to the beginning videos, we just go through all parts of our grow. So we put them in peat pods. Look at this.
How many days ago?
120 days ago. And then they were in the peat pods for, what do you call them?
Sprouts?
They were sprouts for a week. And then after a week, they went into 1.5 gallon containers. And they vegged for 8 long weeks. But if you want the drama on that, you're gonna have to go back and see those videos.
Very long veg days.
There was a lot of veg drama going on, and we handled it. And this is what we got for our long veg, and that we waited. This is what we got.
We were really waiting for Louise.
Yeah, She was our runt, and I just did not want to flower her. So I made all the other girls wait. So I had to slow the grow down on all of them and try to reduce their growing. I did all kinds of things, and it kind of worked. So I'm really happy with the way everything turned out because we got a really full tent, and we're 43 days in flower. That is, well, that's 7 weeks. That's really going into our 8th week.
I think we're in day 1. No. We're in day 1 of week 7.
We're in day 1 of week 7. 43 days.
6
7
times 7
6
is 42 plus 1, so it's
7.
6 full weeks.
6 times 7, so it's 7 full. 6 times 7.
Babe, there's 7 days in a week. Oh, you are? Oh, you're stoned as Kemi
okay.
Lemmy.
So we're gonna go.
Day 1 of week 7.
We're gonna go with what Mrs. Grodaddy says. Although I'm saying week 8, but she's saying it's the beginning of week 7.
It's day 1 of
Thank
week
you. Oh,
7.
yeah.
We have completed
Kemi
6
Lemmy. I can't even comprehend. I just can't even comprehend it.
I'm glad I didn't smoke any because I can't do math either when I'm stoned.
And let's get to our bud count. Let's get to our bud count on these girls, you guys. Louise, our little tiny girl down here. Our little tiny girl. Let me just say, we're going to get a good close look at all these girls, and that's what we like to do in our weed porn segment. Yeah, so stick around for that. But nevertheless, Louise, 61 buds. And let me tell you what.
It's more than that.
No, 64. My bad. Miss Grodaddy, thank you very much.
I guess I've got to be the numbers guy here.
You do. You've got to keep track. So 64 bud sites, the most I think we've ever had on
I think it's a record.
It might be the record.
Other than, remember the Runt that we did? That one had like 100 bud sites, but we vegged it for like 100 years.
You can't count that. That wasn't a normal grow at all.
That was a scrog.
So at any rate, we've got 64 bud sites on her, and I'll tell you what. Those buds all feel real hard, and they feel real on top. Remember, we went all the way to the top with those girls.
She's a real Grow Daddy TV style, scrogless, scrog muffin top.
That is my style right there. And we always like to experiment sometimes, and we are. That's what we're doing this time. We are doing some of this shit. And let me tell you what else I've been doing. I've taken a lot of leaves off of these girls. I've really cleaned up the bottoms.
People were noticing, and you kept going like, "Oh, I gotta get some of those leaves off."
Yeah, but people were saying, "Hey, you gotta take some of those leaves off," and they were right. And you know what? I did run with more leaves than I normally do for a lot of the flower. Normally, I would have lollipopped higher. Nevertheless, I left a lot of leaves. But over the last couple weeks, I've been taking leaves.
Just picking away.
I've been picking away at them. I mean, maybe that has something to do with the water. I don't know. We still have a problem with the water. But let me keep going with 48 bud sites for Colette, which is respectable. We like to say we get between, what do we get? Like
40 and 50. Between 40 and 50 is kind of like what we want out of the bud
So
sites.
she's right up there with 48.
She's great.
And we grew her kind of the same style. This is Grow Daddy style. She's got the muffin tops, Grow Daddy muffin tops.
Level canopy.
Yeah, she's got a level canopy. We're not growing, well, here's one little, that's gonna be a big bud.
You left a couple of YouTube buds, but they're mostly...
Right in the front, but most of them are all just the tops.
Muffin tops.
They're just the muffin tops for the most part. And over here, Chantal, she's just really turned into a monster. Well, both of them in their own way. We like to call this the party tent.
You let them get away with it, Daddy.
Yeah. She looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, for a plant, she looks gorgeous, but she's scaring me to death. Because I'm feeling, you know what I'm feeling over here?
She's asking to borrow the car.
I'm feeling larf. But you've never seen anything prettier. I mean, she's got sugar on everything, all over the place. And I'll tell you what, she's got 53 bud sites. 53.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. 50's a lot. We rarely get plants that get up to 50. So we've got some big ones in here this time. Maybe the longer veg, maybe that root wise. Remember what I said. If that root wise and that Azos,
Rhizotonic and Azos.
If we notice bigger yields, if we notice something positive out of this, we will talk about it, because the only thing we really did differently was use those two items in our veg. So Chantal with 53, huge. Marie, all the other girls are making up for Marie. She's got 24. That's it. She's just got 24.
24 bud sites.
Yeah, and both of these girls, we went down quite a bit on the bud. Longer, not Grow Daddy TV style.
She has really, really, really thick stems and hardly any bud sites. So you made the call.
I went down quite a bit on her. And
let the cola stack. Let
the cola stack. Let those lower buds. I mean, and I've done a lot of leaf picking. I know a lot of people would tell me to completely strip. I don't quite understand stripping. And I have to learn more about it because I do see a lot of growers do it. They strip off at a certain point. They've got everything stripped off except for a couple sugar leaves and maybe 1 or 2 fan leaves on it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know the science on that. Like how much of a trade-off is it, like the leaf, taking energy or providing energy, like creating
I had
photosynthesis.
I had one, and I'm trying to think, it was called a Big Bud. It was Big Bud.
Yeah, I remember
I forgot where it was from, but that was the only plant that the leaves all just fell off of it, before, and it stripped itself. I forgot how I was growing. It was kind of the earlier years. I don't know if I was giving it too much light or what I was doing, but it was actually very, very good, if I remember right. I really, really enjoyed it. Anyways, that is the bud count on the girls, you guys. That's kind of exciting that we got a bud count. Let's get into lights, you guys, and what we did in the tent this week as far as lights. It's very basic. It's very basic because we're using an LED light that fits our 2x4 tent, you guys. And I'll tell you what, we get 320 watts out of this light. I recommend anybody for a 2x4 tent to get at least 320 watts worth of lighting in their tent. It doesn't matter what it is. It's gonna flower your girls. It's gonna do a good job on your girls. I don't care if it's got just a wide spectrum, like this with mostly white.
Yeah, we don't go into any of the fancy colors of light. What do you call those? Spectrum. We don't go in for the spectrum.
The
blue.
I personally don't believe all the bullshit, or I believe there is a lot of science behind the blue and the red lights.
It'll make them stretch more.
And the far red and the
compact
UV.
the nodes. Yeah.
I mean, I understand all these things. People get really geeked out with this stuff. This is beyond me, but from what I kind of understand, each genetic is going to want a different array of lights to make it do different things. And also maybe at a certain time of the grow. It's all very, very geeky and maybe fun for you. So dive into it, have a great time. But we're not about spending our life, learn. I mean, it's just, to me, we're growing different genetics every single
That's the
grow.
thing. It's like a box of chocolates.
There's no learning a certain, like this light light's a little more blue for this long because of the nodes. All this.
Yeah, because we've really noticed that some of this is interesting about the nodes because some have really short spaces between the nodes and some have longer spaces between the nodes. And you know what? That is genetic because they all get the same kind of light.
And the way they grow too. I mean, we always have a runt in the tent and we talk about this. If you wait long enough, and that's another thing when we talk about tent management, is if you wait long enough, for your girls to fill the tent instead of just going, 4 or 5 weeks in veg, I've got to flower the girls. No. You flower the girls when the girls are going to fill up the tent. So if you go, we went 8 weeks, which, almost embarrassing for me
it's
because
the slow lane, babe.
It's the slow lane, but it's really walking the walk, or whatever how you say it. Because really, I say that all the time. Do not flower your girls, too early. If you screw something up in veg or slow something down, or the plant just.
I know, and it's kind of embarrassing, especially because we have a show.
Well, we have a show, but if you don't, why do you not wait a couple weeks to fix the problem before you go into flower and get your full tent? That's my best advice to a new grower as well.
Yeah, don't rush yourself.
So, anyways, we're at a light cycle of 12 in flower, of course. 12 lights are on 12 hours, off 12 hours. We're hanging 15 inches from the top of the canopy. We're using 280 watts coming out of the wall, and we have par meters, you guys. Because these dials are different on every single light. Even if you have 2 of the same lights like I do, the dials don't match up.
Well, we've got 2 watt meters that the lights are plugged into, and we've also got a par meter to double check.
That's right. So at any rate, I have watt meters. I advise you guys buying a watt meter for you new guys.
Yeah, they're cheap. It's like $20.
Well, and the reason why, more than anything, because it'll tell you if your lights aren't working properly. And a lot of times your lights, if they give up, I had 2 lights that did this to me, and without a par meter or my, checking my par.
The watt meter.
Or the watt meter being
It was jumping around. It was
jumping way up and way down.
Just right in front of your eyes.
But I couldn't see it in the light. So I would have been working with a broken light, for forever. I would have never known it was broken if I didn't have a little watt meter to make sure I checked to make sure it was still working.
Do you ever wonder what the plants were thinking about that? Like, Daddy,
I don't know, or how long.
Daddy, what's going on?
Yeah, we did go through a little time at that time because I don't remember where they were. I think they might have been in flower.
I think they were late in flower.
I think they were in flower, so it being on too high didn't hurt them. But if they were lower, it did. But I was also running at too low of light when it took it down. So it took me 2 weeks to get it fixed.
In
So-
nature, I guess it would be like being under a tree where the branches would just kind of like be on you and off you sometimes, right?
Maybe. I don't know. You know, they did fine because it was in flower. I'm pretty sure why. I don't even remember though. So we're getting about 800. We're at about 800 par, 850 par. You know, right here at the top of the canopy, hanging 15 inches. And this will work for any light you have. If you in the canopy, even if you have two lights, you know, in there, and you put them, you average them out to whatever, you know, half of 280 would be. What would that, 140?
140.
So 140 each, and you got the same amount of par that I do, and that at 15 or 16 inches, if you don't know where to start out hanging your lights. And a lot of people said something recently about my lights, that the manufacturer says hang it at 13 inches and turn it to 75. And I go, I've never even looked in my manual of how to adjust my lights. My girls have told me where to put the lights. My girls have told me where to put the lights.
How do your girls tell you?
That's a good point.
How much light
That's a
they
good
want?
point. Well, I think when they're praying, they're asking for more light. Now, your horticulturist would tell you if they're praying, they're telling you they're getting too much light.
They're maxed out.
Yeah, they're maxed out.
What about if their leaves are flat and level?
What would I say? The horticulturist, they say something different than me.
Do you know what? We have been dealing with this conundrum, and how about you just say what you think?
I think when they're flat, they're pretty happy. So I like in my canopy, I like to see some of the leaves spraying and some of the leaves flat. That's kind of what I like to look at in my canopy for a happy canopy. How
would the leaves tell you that they've got too much light?
Well, then they would start bending over, generally doing this. But the smart people, they would tell you when the leaves are praying that's what they're doing. They're trying to get away from the light by praying.
And also from curling down. Yeah. When the tips curl down, you know you got too much.
That's
light
right. But you can fix it. You can fix it real quick. Take the light off of them, and you won't have a problem. But if you leave the light on, then your leaves will develop things that look like other deficiencies.
Or tacoing.
Yeah, but they can also develop things that look like
yellow
CalMag, you know, just all kinds of things. And people start dropping trying to fix those problems. That it was a light problem. So just for you beginners, it's something. We have a light. We actually have anyways. Make sure you got.
Be gentle with your light.
Yeah, and make sure you have. If you're gonna go buy a light, any light will work. All you need is about 3,000 watts of a decent LED. 300 watts. Something gives you 300 watts. Yeah. Oh man, I got really, really high today. Our water segment, you guys. Let's talk a little bit about water in the tent today, because I didn't even do any research this morning, and I wanted to. Damn it! I wanted to check and see where they were at last grow for watering, if they had started not drinking water. And I didn't check that this morning because our girls.
I think it was around week 8 that they sort of start dropping off generally. Their water consumption starts going down after week 8 of flower, and they're finishing up.
And I kind of felt like they started to drop off last week, and I found it to be a problem. And so I started getting my pH pen back out. I started writing down that'll be in the description. You know, in the spreadsheet, I'll be putting my pH, my daily pH back in there because, you know, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why the girls
finishing early or whatever.
Or if I'm just leaving them too wet, maybe a little too wet. Doing a few experiments with
this week
with the moisture.
We've got averages this week, and actually 2 of the girls that got the special treats.
Yeah.
They're drinking more than last week.
They are. Louise is drinking 1.8 liters. That's 2 deciliters more than she was drinking last week. And that's a day. She's drinking 1.8 liters a day. And that's up from 1.6 last week. So she's drinking actually more. But you know what? It's still, at this point, the fact that they're not drinking 2 to 2.5. I mean, 2 is low at this point. I feel they should be all drinking around 2.5. So I'm a little discouraged with my numbers that I've seen from previous grows. They're not drinking as much as my previous grows at all. And they're even kind of going down like Colette. Colette's drinking 2 liters per week, or per day, excuse me. She's drinking 2 liters a day, which is kind of a minimum for me at this time. And she's down 0.2, like she's slowing down or something. I don't know. Maybe me taking a few leaves off of them might have slowed them down a little bit. But come on, Not that much. Chantal, 2.2 liters, and she's drinking the same as she was last week. She hasn't changed. And Marie, 2.2 liters. Yeah, they're all drinking 2 or over 2.2, but not 2.5. Anyway,
Marie's drinking more than last week.
And she's up to 2. She's 2 deciliters. She's drinking more than she was last week. She's drinking 2.2. So at any rate, those numbers are pretty cool. I don't know what they tell us. They tell us a story though, because like I said,
you may have been overwatering them just a little bit, you know?
I told you that, and I'm trying to dry them out.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to dry them out, but I almost can't because they're on their way down. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can, but I have to be I was today. I was really, really stingy today
Stingy
with water.
daddy.
And then tomorrow will be a big water day. No big deal. But I'm trying to dry them out a little bit. They just seem to just...
Like maybe their roots want more air?
No, well, I don't know. Again, different genetics, different... I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just a grower. All I can tell you is looking at all the leaves, everything looks real happy.
Everything looks great. Yeah, you'll see in the weed porn, guys.
Buds look nice. I am nervous, and we'll take a good look at her. I am nervous. I'm very nervous.
We looks like we got some larf coming out. And yeah, tent
tell
2
me it
looks...
ain't low. But I'll tell you what, picture. These are postcard buds.
They're sexy. They're
sexy
buds.
as hell. They're as sexy as
Stacked.
fucking hell. But you want to know what? We don't smoke sexy. We don't smoke sexy. I don't care how beautiful you are. God, I don't care. Yeah, I do. Look how gorgeous she is. Yeah, I do care. She's beautiful. She's almost worth growing and getting some larf just to see that, to be quite honest. Our BPD in the tent, our vapor pressure deficit. We have a chart right over here, you guys. And that chart, well, what can I say? It tells you kind of where
the sweet spot
on your temperatures and humidity are. And the chart will tell you on the bottom, it'll be a little color coordinated thing. It'll tell you where to be up there. Pretty easy chart to figure out, different
Well, if you're in
different stages.
Yeah. Every stage of growth
it requires a different
ratio.
BPD.
It's a ratio basically, and if you live in a really super crazy arid desert kind of area, then you're going to have a tough time keeping enough humidity. So
that's right.
That's one thing you're going to have to figure out.
We're keeping our temperatures. We're hoping to keep it at temperatures around 75. Although I went golfing, Mrs. Grodetti wasn't paying attention. I think we got up to 80 in here yesterday. But that's not too bad. We're trying to keep it. No, I'm doing a good job though of keeping it.
But that's why I'm Mrs. Grow Daddy and not Grow Mummy.
That's why she doesn't have her own tent, you guys. You guys keep on telling me to give her a tent. That is exactly why she doesn't get her own tent. She loves the girls, but she just abuse them in ways I couldn't watch.
I just zone out.
And then I would end up taking care of them, and she wouldn't be doing anything. So, that's why it doesn't happen. Hey, 75 degrees is what we're trying to keep the temperatures at, though, and I'm coming pretty close to keeping them around 75. And our humidity, well, it says 50 to 55, but really our humidity is pretty much at 50 these days. maybe a little bit lower. 48, somewhere in that's where our humidity is. That's going to put us in a nice little slot, and our KPA is going to be 1.34 to 1.49. And I sound like the smartest guy on the planet, but I'm really not. These are the measurements. These are the measurements in this chart, you guys. I'm trying to keep my zone is trying to keep it below 78 degrees, and trying to just shoot for 75. And trying to keep my humidity around 50, as close to 50 as I can at this stage.
And that's here. And if you were in a hotter climate where you couldn't get cooler, then you'd have to juggle around with something else, change your humidity. So
yeah, I bet you can. I mean,
you need to stay in that yellow area of the chart when you're on in flower.
Hey, this stuff has grown all over this planet in different climates. You just got to find the right buds that'll grow in it. Hey, at any rate, you guys, that is what we did in the tent this week. And what can I say? The girls are absolutely beautiful. And they've been asking all week long for you guys. All week long, they've been going, where is everybody? We're just ready. We're
waiting.
Ready.
We're waiting for our audience.
Oh, man, this is Miss Grodetti and I were just talking about it. We get really excited to come down here especially this point in the grow, to come down here because the buds are so beautiful. And the flowers just light us up, right? They're just beautiful. They're just gorgeous. At any rate, I think, is that it? That's it? That's all we got today? So let's go to it and see some weed porn, you guys. Come on! Welcome, guys, to our weed porn segment. And this is Tent 1, you guys, with two beautiful girls. We've got Louise on the left from Quebec Cannabis Seeds. She's our Quebec Black Bud. And on the right is Colette, our frosted gelato from Quebec Cannabis seeds. These girls have a nice even canopy, but let's take a close look at Louise. Come on. Hello, Louise. Louise is our Quebec black bud from Quebec Cannabis seeds, and she is just a stunner. Those beautiful pistils popping off of those black buds looks absolutely just gorgeous. I don't know what kind of leaves she's going to end up senescing into. Right now, they're very bright, like they're very bright green. I mean, she's got a very, very bright kind of green foliage, and the buds are absolutely. I mean, these buds,
stunning.
These buds are nice little nugs, and this one here is huge.
These are.
They're
muffin tops.
It is Grow Daddy TV style muffin tops without a doubt. This is exactly what I do without a doubt if I want consistency. We've got in tent 2, we've got some issues that we'll show you guys. But I'll tell you what, tent 1, it's all about Grow Daddy TV style. And I'll tell you what, these are all muffin tops and they look beautiful. Look at those. It's just, they're gorgeous.
I just can't get enough of this plant.
Yeah, and look at the leaves. Okay, we're in the 7th week. Look at the leaves. No deficiency.
No.
You know, look absolutely beautiful. Not asking for a thing. I don't know. This plant is growing very easily and very beautifully. And we have 64. By the way, take a look at her canopy. Come out and take a look at her whole canopy. 64 bud sites. Get a look up here if you can see. 64 bud tops on these. The most I think we've ever had in a grow is 64. And she was our runt, you guys.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, she was our runt. She looks really, really good, taking up half the canopy.
Hey, Grow Daddy, do you see that the leaves are a tiny bit taco-y?
They are a little bit. They're a little bit taco-y, saying that maybe I am pushing the girls a little bit
with the light.
Yeah, I might be pushing them a little bit. I could be. Yeah, they're kind of taco-y, but not. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I should probably take the light, but I don't want to. I just don't want to take any light. I want to push her. I want to push her. She's got 64 bud sites on her.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, so I'm kind of pushing her a little bit, but as you can see, the leaves are not really suffering, and we do see tacoing on a few leaves of the higher buds, but for the most part, most of the canopy isn't doing that.
I think when you go kind of further down here, they're more.
We have some buds that are sitting lower. You were definitely pointing out the buds that are sitting higher up in the canopy.
Yeah.
She's looking absolutely delicious, though, isn't she, Mrs. Daddy? What can I say? She's absolutely gorgeous, but I'll tell you what, her neighbor in the tent, Colette, unbelievable. Let's go take a look at Colette, you guys. Come on. Hello, Colette. Colette is our frosted gelato from Quebec Cannabis seeds. She's really nice. She's definitely Grow Daddy TV. She's a daughter after her daddy's heart. She looks very.
She's a muffin top grow.
She's a little muffin top grow. Where we just have look at some of these small buds. We've got some small buds on top where we really did just grow the very, very tip tops. And you know what? Some buds got a little bigger and some buds got a little smaller, but most of them are muffin tops. I don't want to touch all the buds.
No.
But you can see they're all kind of small buds. And we do have 48 buds. We have 48 of them. Look at, now, do we have one in the front? Here's one in the front. Now, that's still just a muffin top. Here's our big YouTube bud that we saved.
You wanted to get the Sharpie out. Get the Sharpie and to show.
Here we go. Just to kind of give you an idea. This is our one big bud. Everything else in here looks pretty normal. That's what we call a nice YouTube bud, right? Something like that. It's almost, just short of having a whole pin, a whole Sharpie pin, in size. And very thick, by the way, and looking like a really good bud. I think this is another decent one that's got a couple buds on the bottom of it. Other than that, they're all just the muffin tops. Looking really, really beautiful, aren't they? Turn a little bit purple. You can see the leaves all look really, for the most part, look pretty happy, nice and green. You don't see any real tips that are really burning on these girls like you do in a lot of grows, because this organic grow, they only take what they want from the soil. We put the food in the soil, they take what they want, and I'll tell you what, they know what they want. We just make sure, we just make sure it's what they want.
They can take whatever they want out of the soil.
You give the girls what they really, really want. Let's take a look at the whole tent, and I want to show you kind of too, make sure you guys see that I've taken a lot of leaves off of the top. Now, you may not think I have, but I've honestly done a lot of leaves on the bottom.
I've seen you even just today sort of snicking out a couple.
Pretty much, yeah, and I really raised the took the leaves all the way up here on the canopy, really lollipopped them a lot higher, got rid of all the energy that was being wasted on these girls that weren't getting enough light down here. And I kind of took a lot of leaves too from here, even though she doesn't have much of a top canopy. But there's not a lot of light getting through, so everybody's pretty happy. That's what the Grow Daddy TV style. I don't even know what to tell you. I know there's a lot of people out there talking about leaf stripping, and maybe we even talked about this earlier in the show. I don't remember, Mrs. Grow Daddy. Needless to say, I've done some leaf stripping, but I know people will strip off almost every single leaf on there. I don't know what week they do that in, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm just not. I'm not ready to do that. Let's go take a look at tent 2, you guys, because those girls are having a party over there. Remember, I want to prepare you guys for that tent. This tent, Grow Daddy TV. This tent over here, come on, let's check it out, you guys. We got 2 beautiful girls over here. This is tent 2, you guys. And I'll tell you what, we've got Chantal, our Biscotti, on the left, and on the right, we've got our Marie. She's our Runtz from Quebec Cannabis Seeds. These 2 girls are absolutely having a party over here. I mean, it's incredible what they look at. Let's take a close look at Chantal, though, because Chantal looks absolutely lovely. Hello, Chantal. Chantal is our Biscotti from Quebec Cannabis Seeds. And I'll tell you what, she has 53 honkers on her. And she's already needing, look, we've got a couple of these, Mrs. Groddy.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of these
yo-yos.
Yo-yos. And I'll tell you what, look at the top of the tent. This is how I hang them at the top of the tent real quick.
I can't.
Oh, you can't even look up there because you don't have sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So don't bother. We'll show these at another time. We'll get Mrs. Groddy.
Okay, I can.
There you go. You just got to avoid the light because you have such sensitive eyes. So at any rate, here I am. I'm looking directly into the light all the time.
And you're the one with the light sensitivity, but anyway.
I am.
So those are yo-yos.
These are yo-yos, guys, and we have a lot of them if we need them, and we hang them up in the top. And I think these are the best ways to keep your buds up, the easiest way to keep your buds up. For me, I find it the best. Anyways, can you believe 53 bud sites up here? And these girls are all frosted up. She has really, really frosted up, you guys. I mean, and I've grown. I've got PTSD. Because I think we've grown some of these buds too big and too many.
Big bud syndrome.
Big bud syndrome. Too many bud syndrome. I mean, look at here's one of our bigger, nicer buds in the front, which look pretty nice. That could be, but larf. We're gonna see how much larf we get out of this one. I'm scared to death. This one I think is gonna larf me out.
Yep.
And you know what? I gotta grow one every now and then. I gotta do one every now and then.
Just to remind yourself that the Grow Daddy TV style is
That's right.
safe.
And then I jump right back to muffin top and stay away from this kind of stuff. Now, we'll show you something next door in a minute, but I'll tell you what. Did you get a really good shot of all the sugar on these girls?
Well, let's take a look and see if I can get a really nice.
Oh my goodness gracious.
She's frosty AF.
Yeah, they're just growing a little skinnier maybe. They're not getting really, really fat like they're skinnier. It's just genetically speaking. There's a lot of leaf inside that, which scares me for larvae. I'm scared to death looking at this plant for larvae.
Daddy.
Yeah, but
you let her get out of control.
As far as plants are concerned though, she's absolutely stunning. Look, she's stunning. I mean, look at all the, look at this. Look at all the sugar on
There's a lot. The life force is strong in this one.
Well, I see the photographers, the YouTubers that are excellent photographers and stuff. I see them taking these buds and doing these beautiful photographs.
Twisting them around and around.
Twisting around, they look so fucking awesome until you break them up, dry them out and find out that you have a bunch of larf on them. We'll find out. I'm a shit talker when it comes to larf, you guys. I'm an absolute shit talker when it comes to larf. If you can't handle it, well, I don't know. Maybe go to another YouTube channel where they fucking show you these giant YouTube buds and never show you the actual real yields.
Well, you know what? We love looking at those big, beautiful buds.
Do. I love it. That's why I wanted to grow her out too, was the beauty.
Yeah.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
It is nice to look at the more natural
She told me to let her grow her this way. Remember, Mrs. Groddy? She was telling me to grow her this way.
She said, no, Daddy.
Look at this. These buds are white. Absolutely white. Just caked on white. They're just gorgeous. Yeah, can you believe a bud like that might be larfy? Can you believe that? I'm telling you. Let's take a look at Marie, because I'll tell you what, Chantal, you're gorgeous. We can see you're having a good time. We can see in flower, this is your time. Away at college, look at you go. You're absolutely gorgeous. Let's take a look at Marie. Come on. Hello, Marie. Marie is our Runtz from Quebec Cannabis Seeds. And I'll tell you what, she's different. She's having a great time over here, you guys. Shit you not, she's having a good time. She is absolutely caked on with a lot of crystals, a lot of trichomes, looking really gorgeous, not garbage. I'm so sorry. What I mean is, if you look how long I went way into canopy on some of these, most of them. This is not a muffin top 10. I knew it. I didn't have enough tops. I didn't have enough stems. You know, just some genetics will go that way.
Yeah, this one you just had to make that call.
I broke a couple stems, but I'm not going to say that as an excuse because I can break a couple stems on anything and not have 24 bud tops. That's all I got in here is 24. So I knew that going into it, so I let everything go down on these girls.
Anywhere near our yield goals.
Yeah, but look, for example, she's caked with ice. Look how big she is.
Yeah.
Look how big she is.
Do you want to get the Sharpie out?
No. I just want to show big butts. No, I don't want to get the Sharpie out. I just want to show how beautiful she is. She's caked with ice all the way down. I tend to think that she's going to be really dense on the. She had these really thick stems as well. You know, she had big thick stems to support the buds going down. We'll see. And we did some leaf defoliating with both these girls, as you can see. Let's take a look at both these girls right now, Mrs. Grow Daddy. I want you to just see the canopy. What I did in the canopy this week or over the last couple of weeks is I really brought the canopy up. So I wasn't wasting a lot of light going down to these leaves that didn't really need to be on here.
Yeah, you stripped a lot of leaves.
I stripped a lot of leaves, you guys. We're in the last few weeks. It's time. You know, I was people were talking to me about stripping leaves. I took a lot of leaves out of the top. I think everything's getting light on it. Everything's good. I don't like stripping all the leaves off. I don't know enough about it to do it. And I don't want to just do it on somebody's commands. You know, but I see it in other gardens and they look good. And I've actually had a plant or two actually strip itself before it was ripe and ready to harvest.
Drop its leaves.
It dropped its leaves before it was even ready to harvest, but I've never actually done it. I've always been a leaf taker. You know, I see leaves.
A leaf leaver and a leaf taker.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also I experimented a little too much. I left a lot of leaves on in the beginning. At any rate, that is our weed porn segment. Come on! Hey guys, thanks for showing up for another epic Sunday. Had a great time with you guys this morning. I couldn't think of a better way to spend it with you guys. You guys are awesome. And even if you didn't catch it on Sunday morning with us, you maybe came in a little later. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you had a great weekend. And what can I say? Without you guys, there is no us guys. We love you guys. In the comments, you guys are spectacular all week, and you guys are what motivates us. Without you guys, I'm telling you, if we didn't have that kind of motivation, because we're not motivated any other way, you know, to do this, we have a lot of fun together. Well, we are motivated. I shouldn't say that.
Well,
you know,
yeah, but
we're
you know
motivated, but without you guys, I don't know who would be doing it for.
The comments really cheer us up. We do a lot of work on the videos, and it really cheers us up a lot when we have people in the comments just saying they like this show. So thank you so much, Gromies.
We really appreciate you.
Yeah, we love you guys, and you are the wind in our sails.
Absolutely. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next week for episode
18.
Gosh, darn it.
Good gracious.
It's going down there, but I'll tell you what, these girls are looking absolutely spectacular. I'm excited every week to show you guys because I think these girls, there's not a lot for me to do at this point. I'm still just adding water to the top of them, and hope you guys are doing something fun in your guys' tents. And if you're beginners, hey, start out my first episode and watch it through. You won't find an easier grow on YouTube and a more honest grow, I think. I mean, you know, there's a lot of great shows out there, but I do think we are the best, of course. Love you guys. See you guys next week. Come on! Yeah, you have. You've made it to Grow Daddy 2 CD.
GZZKKT. It's a wrong answer. It's a wrong answer. It's not the right answer.
Yeah. Kimmy Lemmy.
Cerebral?
We'll see how I do the show. That's the best part of it. You see how many times I fuck up in the show. Yeah, you have. You've made it.
Have another toke, babe.
I just did. It's still. I just did. It's still burning. In fact. Let me.
Smooth, eh?
Incredibly. That head rush I just had was well worth it. Said that 1,000 fucking times. Mrs. Grow Daddy. All right, I'm gonna do it over again.
Okay.
Woo! Yeah! Come on! That was it.
I think so.
That was it.